So guys, pay attention to this. What we are about to do here is what is known as the interpretation of frame rates. Frame rates in action. And we are doing this practically with our mobile phone so that you can see how frame rates affect each video you record. In every video you record, frame rate is in action there. So for this exercise, we are going to be using different frame rates: 24, 30, 60, 120, 240. So that at the end of this video, you will no longer be wondering and be asking the question, what particular frame rates am I going to use in a particular scene which I'm shooting? Because this practical example will make it clear to you. And you would like to know that the normal frame rate as we see it in day-to-day life is the 24 frame rate. Anything apart from that, our eyes begin to notice some unusual easiness, either due to too much of smoothness with high frame rates or too much of roughness with lower frame rates. And the standard frame rates the Hollywood movie industry uses is the 24 frame per second, which is the cinematic frame rate. When we go higher a bit to 30 frames per second, our eyes begin to notice more smoothness, although this is slightly unnoticeable to the eye due to 30 frames per second and 24 frames per second is only differentiated with 6 frames. And most industries have suggested that 30 frames per second is the standard, should be the standard frame rate, as you may see in some of your phone. Hence, when we go further ahead to 60 frames per second, more smoothness is added to it compared to the 24 frames per second. Because in the 24 frames per second, only 24 frames are captured in a second. But in the 60 frames are captured in a second, making the video to look more smoother. And 60 frame rate per second is the best for slowing of motion down. Meanwhile, when you go further to 120 frames per second, more frames are added, making it up to 120 frames in a second, making the video look more smoother and more uneasy than what we used to see. And 240 frames per second is the highest, which makes the video very slow, and it is the highest slow motion video you can ever get. If you are vigilant enough, you would notice me changing the frame rates for different scenes for these are practical videos. And you would also notice that 120 frame rates and 240 frame rates are not available for 4K. And this is one of the beginners' mistakes new content creators make: shooting in a high frame rate with a higher screen resolution, which makes the bit rate so high. And some persons shoot with a low frame rate and stretch it down, like slowing it down to be slow motion. This may actually be slow, but it won't give it a real slow motion. Hence, the best is to shoot with the right frame rate, either for slow motion or for a cinematic view. Now let's play the videos and see the results.